Hey, YouTube. Let's do this.
Well, they say I should approach you with caution, but not to let you be aware of my fear. Never know what you'll find. Don't understand your kind round here. Watching your moves, they look so radical. Hearing your words, they sound fanatical. Something inside reveals you're magical. Oh, oh. How can I get enough? You're a strange animal. That's what I know. But you're a strange animal. I've got to follow. They've been trying to stick a line in your system, analyzing the defenses you hold, trying to open wide, hoping to step inside your soul. But everything here is unfamiliar. Nothing they've seen remotely similar. How can it be you're so peculiar? Oh, oh. How can I get enough? You're a strange animal. That's what I know. But you're a strange animal. I've got to follow. Whoa, 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 whoa. I've got to follow. I've got to follow. How can I get enough? You're a strange animal. That's what I know. But you're a strange animal. I got to follow. Oh, I'm in the spiritus. Wow. Oh, you're a strange animal. That's what I know. But you're a strange animal. I got to follow. Whoa, you're a strange animal. That's what I know. But you're a strange animal. I got to follow. Oh, I'm in the spiritus. Oh, you're a strange animal. That's what I know. But you're a strange animal. I got to
Hey, everybody. Welcome to Squash Talk. I'm Pat. How's everybody doing tonight? Thanks for being here. Wow. What's up? Air Force One. My dude. Thanks for showing up. Thanks for the dono. It's actually my first YouTube dono, believe it or not. I've been doing this for 7, 8 years, something like that. I appreciate all of you being here. Like little cross like contamination, like cross pollination channel stuff. Like I sent all my people, like not all of them, but I sent a lot of people over to Kenny's channel. He was kind of blown away by it. I don't think he realized that it was me. That's fine. I'm not looking for glory. And then now, like, I pulled some people back from his show, so I appreciate that. But as always, I appreciate each and every single one of you, no matter what. It's kind of how it works here at Squash Talk. Yeah. Thanks, Derek. Thanks. What are you doing up? So I have to deal with Derek here for a second. What are you doing up, bro? It's like what is it, like 10 o'clock in the morning where you're at, or whatever. I don't know, like Australia or oh wow. Thanks, bro. Man, I'm glad you're here. I'm glad I got your attention there in chat. I'm glad I brought something to the table there that made it interesting in that way. That was kind of my goal. So, even if I, pull one person, which is, there's more here, but I appreciate you, man. Thank you. And so, I don't know. Let's get into it, right? Let's talk about the after show. So it was a good show. And I mean, it was a great show. Like I enjoyed it. It was fun to watch. The sort of back and forth was like kind of how it should be. But usually isn't with Bigfooters. I applaud Eric for going on to a show that has a more skeptical view and just like dealing with that, because I kind of sense he doesn't have a lot of experience with it. Eric's a smart guy for sure. He's a nice guy. He's a good dude. Like I get that vibe. So I applaud him for going on Kenny's show and sort of dealing with the hard questions, and some were brought to his attention. So I guess let's dive into that a little bit. Right. Yeah. Right. True story. Hours with who? Who have you spent hours with? Okay. Like Donald, are you like? What was that? What you mean? My pup? Maybe. Oh yeah, Petey. Let me introduce you, new people, to Petey. Thanks for being here, though. Like, I do appreciate that. Yeah. Who did you spend many hours with? I don't get that comment. Anyway, just let me know. I don't understand the context to the person there. Sorry, I'm multitasking. All right. This is a wing it kind of show, which I'm okay with. Come here, B. Mikey says, you need to be seen. That's Petey. He has a voice. His goal in life is to bite a Sasquatch, get DNA sample, right, Petey? You want to talk about that for a second? Well, yes. I'm going to bite Sasquatch and get DNA sample, so that's my goal. All right. Beat it. Ooh, not like that. Eric. Oh, Eric. Oh, okay. Eric, the guest. Yes, Eric, the Bigfoot guy. Gotcha. Puppy chow. So yeah, let's break it down. I have some thoughts. So it was interesting to me, like, to actually, like, so Kenny threw up some good blockers, and I loved seeing that. And just so you guys know, like, you know, my channel is called Squatch Talk, and you could dig back 7-8 years, and you can hear different kind of discussions. So this has been a journey for me. But Kenny threw out some good blockers. And the two that come to mind, man, are Trax and the idea of like eye shine that's somehow being self-produced. So whatever you would call like bioluminescence or whatever. Like Kenny threw out two really good blockers there with the Trax, which I've always called trace evidence. I've always said Trax are nothing more than trace evidence at best. That's at best. That Trax are, trace evidence. Trace of what? And Kenny pointed that out. He said, basically, like, I loved how he framed it. He's like, it doesn't matter how many, tracks that you find or you cast. All you have is a collection of tracks. You have nothing to compare them to. And that's true. People in the Bigfoot world don't want to hear that. They just want to think, nope, that's where Bigfoot walked. That's what it is. That's what it is, But Kenny did a great job of blocking that, and I loved his quick-witted thinking there. And then the the eye shine thing that is kind of talked about in a way that they create light through their eyes, which is absurd. Obviously, it doesn't match anything we know about the biological world of mammals or primates, especially. And he's like, yeah, well, so these people are saying they think their eyes are glowing. It's not eye shine. They're not reflecting a source of light. Well, if their eyes are illuminating light, wouldn't it light up the shit around them? Because it's light. So we would light up the branches. So people aren't reporting that. Then how can they say it was self-illuminated? They're not reporting that it's lighting up the area or even the area close, to the subject. Even branches, right, that might be close to their eyes. Great point, great blocker, bullshit. It pretty much boils it down to bullshit immediately. No, there is no Bigfoot running around in the woods with self-illuminating eyes. Because it would do the things that Kenny described that, the reports don't talk about. So those were the two really good blockers that Kenny threw out there in the discourse, in the discussion, and they were fair ones. So I hear you on that, man. Like, you and I are two peas in a pod here, Force. So, again, like, so I really appreciated that. That came, like, you know, during sort of the first half of the conversation. Good stuff. And again, like, I found Eric to be a fairly reasonable person. He's definitely attached to the idea of Bigfoot. Like, I can see that emotional attachment he has to it, which of course, like, clouds your judgment, but he navigated most of that pretty well. He had a few slip ups, you know, where he kind of showed his, I don't want to say true colors, but he kind of knee jerked into the sort of emotional connection that, so I'll say this about Eric. He did the, I'm not saying it's Bigfoot, but it's Bigfoot. He did that in a way that is, like, way more discreet than most people do. But he did do it. Like, he definitely pulled the, I'm not saying it's Bigfoot, but it's Bigfoot. No, he did that. And you know, it's funny to me because I see that, like, when people do that, most of the time they don't know they're doing it. And so that's kind of funny to me. That they don't know. They don't understand that they're doing that. And he did that a few times tonight. And I totally, like, I get, like, he doesn't understand that he's doing that. You know, he's doing that double speak. Like, I'm not saying it was Bigfoot, or it was Bigfoot. Like, talking out of both sides of your mouth. He did do that. Doesn't mean he's a bad person. We all do that. We all do that shit in life every fucking day. We all double speak. Because we're human beings, you know. A link, I don't know. Do I want to take that chance? I might just go for it tonight. Multiple animals have eye shine. Yeah, I mean, Petey has eye shine. Petey, come show me your eye shine. No, don't do. That's not what I'm asking you to do. But Petey has eye shine. Let's see if we can pick it up. There it is, a little bit. No, it's not like. We need another light source. Yeah, Petey has eye shine. It's green, I believe. Can't really see it. Yeah. Hey, Raptor. There's Raptor opining. Dude, like, I was, okay, so before we do the rest of this, yes, Drifter PD will kill a Sasquatch in a heartbeat. It felt so good to see Raptor shine tonight and be himself. Oh, no, I smoke. God, man, you guys are like, I don't have a lot of people here, but chat's very engaging. It felt so good to see Raptor shine because I have seen Raptor shut down in so many places. And then, like, in those times, I had his back, you know, and I've always, and go back, check the tape. I've always defended Raptor as a guy. It's like, no, he just asks questions. And yes, sometimes they're hard questions. And you guys should not shut him down just because he's asking the right kind of questions, and you can whatever you could take in like into you can imagine his tone in context. It's in writing. He's just asking a question. And so to see Raptor be able to actually ask his questions the way he wants to ask them, and they got received, I love that tonight. I love seeing that. I'm sorry, I did. It's all good. Everybody's good. All right. So, like, I'm all about bringing some people in. I am an open door. Um, I have had trolls in the past, so makes me a little weary, but I'll do it. Mm-hmm. I'm a chain smoking fool, dude. I gotta tone it down. And yeah, I don't know what all that's about. Yeah, let's talk about the show. Let's talk about Bigfoot. Let's talk about people. Uh, Mikey, what's up? You should come in. I'm just gonna do this, see what happens. So, anybody that drops backstage, have your camera on. I have to see your face. Like, whatever. Yeah, Air Force, you don't know the kind of trolls I'm talking about. There are people in the Bigfoot world who literally hate me. Like, they have hate in their heart for me. And that doesn't make me special. I'm just saying it's a fact. They hate me. I've been banned from conferences because of fucking controversies with people in the Bigfoot world just because I fucking voiced an opinion about a certain person or people. Like, it's all stupid. So yeah, whoever wants to jump in, man, jump in. We could talk. In the meantime, I'll just keep going over my thoughts. So, all right, here's the thing about Eric. Like, he's a good dude. Eric's good dude. He does. He skirts the line in a very clever way. But the one thing I noticed about his fallback position, Eric's fallback position kept being the same word over and over: reports. So you challenge him on something, or you ask him a question about something, it's specific, whatever it is. It could be this to that, to this to that. His fallback position was always the reports. Well, reports say, and well, there were reports of reports. And I'm like, okay, your fallback position's anecdote. You know, and Kenny did not call him out on that. Like, Kenny's whole thing, and then like at the very end of the show, Eric said, "Well, they're just stories." So again, he was doing that skirt the line thing. It's like, whoa, wait, dude, you just hold on, bud. I'll bring you in a second. You just spent like the past hour talking about reports, and now at the very end of the show, you're throwing your arms up in the air, going, "Ah, they're just stories." And Kenny like jumped on that. He's, "Oh, I'm so glad you said that." It's like, well, Kenny, dude, didn't you realize that he just spent the past hour talking about anecdote, and now he's kind of changed his tune? Um, so that's probably my biggest criticism. All right, so we got Hair Force here. We're gonna bring him in. We're gonna see what happens. I'm sure he's a cool guy. Well,
What up, guys?
what's up, man? Glad to have you here.
Oh, well, I'm glad to be here, man. Like I said, I think I said it in the chat. I've been researching this for a very long time. I'm not that guy. Ask me questions. I've been researching this for 47 years, man. I'll give you. I don't have answers. None of us do yet, but I will give you my most honest opinion. I won't skirt around an issue or this and that.
All right.
I mean,
Fair
ask
enough.
me about tree structures. Ask me about anything. My question I always ask is sleep patterns. I can never, ever get an answer to this, and I have a full on now I'll put it in quotes. I have a theory on this, and breeding populations is another one that just gets my goat. So anyway, I love an open forum like this. I don't want to be the guy that you'll never have on again, but I'll tell you like it is. I'll tell you the stuff that these guys won't tell you. I mean, straight up.
No, you're definitely not in the never have on again category. I can tell that already, bro. So we're good. So a lot to unpack there. So do you know Eric?
I've met him many times. I've gone one-on-one with him. I've had dinners with him. All that. I'm the guy, man. I do these Bigfoot circuits and all this stuff. I've had many private hours with Bob Gimlin. Look. A long story short, I had an encounter in 1977, Roy Washington, back in the day when. Look, I had an encounter with this thing. And I don't know the age group of your viewers, but I think we all remember In Search of and whatnot, and I was 10 years old at the time, and my buddy lived out in the woods. I'm trying to make a really short story here. And he lived way out in Roy, Washington, little podunk town, and farthest I've ever been out in the woods. We were out playing. I had an encounter with it. I seen this thing. He seen this thing. He freaked out. We freaked out. I wasn't scared because I thought it was normal. Dr. Spock told me, oh, well, yeah, there's a creature out there running around. I thought it was normal. Well, anyway, ever since then, I after that, I went and told anybody and everybody that would listen to me. And, here's the famous quote is, you soon realize that everybody thinks you're crazy. And I understand that, and all I got to say to anybody is until you see it and your brain can't wrap its ass around it.
Yeah.
You just don't know. I mean, it's easy to say, oh, Bigfoot, beef jerky, blah, 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 and laugh. But for somebody like me, it's a little bit, I mean, I think you touched on a little bit. It's a little bit offensive when people that are trying to find the truth joke about it before they find the truth. Does that make sense?
Yeah. No, I feel you, bro. I feel you. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm seeing Kenny Biddle there. I mean, I respect the man. I love what he does. I mean, the guy's on top of it. But to sit there and laugh and say if and blah, 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 and I just want to jump through the goddamn phone and go, dude, I get it. If you seen what I seen, you would not be this way today. You'd be a totally different guy. You'd be a 100% different guy than what you are. He's kind of protected on the skeptical spectrum. Does that make sense?
Yeah, of course. Look, here's the thing, man. I know a lot of people like you. this isn't the first time I've met somebody that, has seen one of these things, and I could probably even trump it to whatever, like what your experience was. Like,
Sure.
I could probably trump it like feet closer. Like, I know people that have seen them within 10 feet. I know people that have been hit by fucking logs. And they're either lying or that actually happened. So I get that, right? I come at it from that perspective.
I mean,
Um,
could it be something else? I'm not. I'm not going to sit here and say 100%. I had an encounter with a Sasquatch, but I will sit here and say 99.9% that I cannot explain. I've spent my whole adult life. I mean, for me, I think I threw it in the chat there that for me, it's not, is it? It's what the hell is it? Because something happened to me and I physically looked at a thing with another person that fear jumped into them and they could not process it. I was under the impression from, Dr. Spock that this is just a normal thing. And I'm like, oh, well, crap. Well, there it is. Cool. I seen it. I thought it was awesome. And then you go to tell people and you realize that, oh no, you're just not. And that hits hard in the heart when everybody tells you, oh, no. That's all BS. And none of that happened. I've had people tell me, oh no, you seen a bear. And I'm like, okay, well, I am very impressed because I now have to call you the Sasquatch. And they're like, what do you mean by that? Because I sure in the hell didn't see you there when I had my encounter.
Right.
So you weren't there. So how the hell do you know? I seen some crap that I cannot to this day. I'm a grown ass man. I'm going to be 59 years old here in September. I can't let this go. I have a gift file in my head of this encounter that will not go away. I spent years and 25 plus years trying to debunk what I seen. You know what I mean? It's like maybe they're all right.
That too. A lot of people do that. They reject it, right? Like, no, I didn't see what I saw. And that's the weird thing is when people start to skepticize themselves and question themselves. What did it look like to you? Like, if you just took the looks of it, right? It looks like this. And of course, like the known world, if you apply what you saw to the known world, I mean, what did it look like? What do you think it was that would match up to the known world?
An intelligent, I don't want to say ape because that sounds degrading.
Well, we're apes. We're apes.
We are. I mean, we are, but
great apes.
We are also very arrogant. But what I seen was something that knew what the hell I was. What I think, honestly, what I think I experienced was a juvenile Sasquatch. I mean, there's a long. I mean, I got a whole. It's a long story behind this, but. And that's all really happened. There's nothing in this for me. I don't make money on this. There's nothing in this for me to make this crap up. I just want answers.
I'll be honest with you up front, bro. I've ran into people that are attention seekers that love to fucking make shit up. Like, so
no, you can believe me or slurp me. I don't care.
I'm not saying that's you. I'm kind of throwing that out there. Is that when people bring up money, I'm like, oh. Most of the bullshitters I've met had nothing to do with money. It all had to do with attention. So that's not really
right
for me. No.
I mean, this was a thing that I've spent, 40 plus years trying to figure out because it does not go away. It does not go away.
So it
wasn't a bear. It wasn't an elk. It wasn't a moose.
You saw it a long time ago.
It was a long time ago. I was a child, and then I got to listen to all the oh, were our memories fault? Look, and I love this subject. I love when people say that our memories will make things up and they change over time and yada yada yada. I am not a subscriber to that. Okay, I'll subscribe to that for a little bit. But are you familiar with Mary Lou Henner?
Who?
Mary Lou Henner?
Henner? No.
Yeah, she was the gal. Do you remember the TV show Taxi?
Yeah.
Well, that was the redheaded gal. This broad has literally a memory. You can ask her a question. What did you eat at 3 o'clock when you were 13? And she can tell you what it is for a 100% fact. And this is a proven thing. Go look her up. Any of you guys listening right now, don't believe me? Go look it up. Penn and Teller, the magician guys, they love to have her on the show because they can't fool her because she can remember everything that they do. She is she is the odd one out. So my theory is
she's on the spectrum.
If one person can do it to that degree, then we all have different degrees of our memory. So I don't like the blanket statement that our memories will fool us and fill in the blanks. I don't like that because I might be that guy that might be more towards her than the person that just makes crap up, can't remember what he ate yesterday.
I get that, man. I just want to know what you thought you saw, like, or what you think you saw, or what do you think that thing is that you saw? Like, it's a legitimate question. I'm not trying to imply that it was a bear or that.
No, I get it. Like, what I seen is what's being described. What I seen pretty much was what you seen in the Patterson Gimlin film. That's I mean, the long and the short of it. That's pretty much what I seen. But did I see King Kong? Did I, and I think this thing gets inflated. Did I see a 10-foot creature? Hell no. You know what I mean? I didn't see any of this. What I seen was something that was probably 6 foot tall, and it was standing behind a tree across a creek on my buddy's property. They had a bunch of acreage. I mean, this is a long I mean, one of these times I'll come on again or something, or text it to you. I mean, there's a whole, it's a long ass story, but I seen what I seen. It was there. I asked him because I'd really never been in the woods before this. I've never really been any kind of camping. And I mean, you guys go Google search Roy Washington and you'll see where it's at. This is Muck Creek, Muck Lake. I mean, this place still to this day is in the middle of, I hate saying in the middle of nowhere, because if you're there, it's somewhere. But it was pretty rural. And I seen what I seen. And I thought it was all normal until I was told it wasn't normal. And so I had to, so I still to this day, I need answers as to, I can't tell you what it was. I seen what I seen. What I seen was a big hairy creature. I did not see, I will tell you right now, I have a problem with the eyes glowing by themselves. That I did not see that. What I seen was a creature ducking in and out behind a tree, and there were floodlights on the back of their house, and I seen that glow come in and out. I didn't see any, self-illuminated eyeball. I'm not going to go with that. I can't go with that. What I seen was eye shine. That's the best way I can explain it. And it was between kind of a red and amber thing.
But it did it look like a large, upright walking undiscovered primate?
It wasn't large. I can't go with the large thing. Yeah. It wasn't. No, it wasn't large. It was smaller. But it was there. It had hair. Its eyes reflected from the, porch floodlights. It lifted up its hand and its arm and hand at one point and put it on the tree, and it had hair, fur, whatever you want to call it, hanging off it. And my buddy it was like a freaking Looney Tunes cartoon. All I heard was him beating feet. He flipped out and said, "I'm out of here," because I just spent the last couple minutes asking him, "What is that?" And
Yeah.
I don't know, man. I just need to know what it is. I mean, I had a full on encounter. I can't get rid of it. I've spent again 20, 30 years trying to debunk
This really
myself.
happened to you? I'm just
What's
gonna
that?
ask you. I'm gonna ask you man to man. This really happened to you? What
Go
you're
for it.
saying? Yeah, I'm asking man to man. This really happened to you,
Yes.
right?
Yeah, bar none. No, there's nothing in this for me. The only thing in this for me is I want an answer as to what I seen. Otherwise,
Believe it.
I wouldn't be here. I'm not here trying to yank your chain or anything like that. There's nothing in that for me.
Well,
I'm not an attention whore. I'm none of that. I just, I couldn't give two craps and a flying squirrel, if you believe me or not.
Right.
I just want an answer. That's why I love a forum like this where I can actually just throw it out there. And I mean, people can just disclaim it all day long. I'm not offended anymore by what anybody says. I've spent hours one-on-one with Bob Gimlin. He's a friend of mine. I can give this man a phone call right now.
really,
all these
get him on
people.
the phone.
Oh,
Hey, we can have a real show.
Right? Oh, I'd love to.
That's okay. We'll talk more about that.
Anyway, if you doubt me on that too, I can back that up. I mean, give me a DM or something. I can send you. I can prove all that. Again, there's nothing in this for me.
I would like to see proof that you are in communication with Bob Gimlin. I would need proof for that. Yeah. So.
Oh well.
Thanks. Yeah. Thank you. You don't have to prove it right now, but thanks for asking because, like, okay, that's a big claim, man. Like, I can't get a hold of that dude, and I know.
Oh, I can.
In the world. Yeah.
He's a very good friend. He's a very good friend. He's the guy that I wanted to spend time with him. I wanted to have breakfast with him. He has a handler. I won't mention his name.
Yeah,
and he went around him and said, "No, I want to spend time with this guy. I like this guy." And we just formed a friendship from there. I mean, it's not, again.
Have you ever picked Bob's brain about it?
Huh?
Have you ever, like, really picked his brain about?
Yeah,
like,
I got
what
like
he
3
saw that
hours.
day?
I got like 3 hours one-on-one with him in a hotel room at a conference.
And so let me ask you this. I mean, like,
dude, let me show you something. Look. It may not mean anything to anybody, but this is the world to me. Check this out.
Okay. All right.
Can you see that?
I hear you, brother. Yes.
I'm trying here.
That
Good Lord.
That looks like a Patty look back to me.
Yeah. Okay, it's a tattoo. God, am I doing this wrong?
No,
see that autograph?
Hold on. Oh, wait. Hold on. Let me pull you up. Hold on. Keep it right there. God dang it. Solo. There we go. That's Bob's signature.
That I will send you the pictures of him signing that, the whole 9 yards. Again, there's nothing in this for me to make this up.
Okay. Oh shoot.
He ever did.
My bad.
I spent hours with this man. I came back out of the hotel room with him and I said, "Would you sign my arm? I'm going to go get Patty tattooed on my arm." And here we go. I don't know what else to say. Okay. I mean, I could tell you that, I sat in a room with him and he said it was all fake, but that's not that's not the thing.
Yeah, that's all bullshit, right? Just tell me that. I mean, obviously, like, this is something you saw when you were younger, and Bob has obviously had experience with this thing, right? So let's say it's all on the level. I'm cool with that. And I mean,
you don't have to believe me.
Do you ever pick his brain though? Like Bob, like, holy shit, like, what the fuck do you think it is? Like, what did you see compared to what you had
I did
seen?
Straight up. I asked him that exact, almost verbatim. What do you think the hell
you should be doing? Yep.
And he said, look, he said, I seen what I seen. He said, I pulled a rifle out and I trained it right on that thing. He said, I could have shot it, but I didn't because it was leaving. It was running away. We weren't trying to, and this is one-on-one.
It didn't want to have anything to do with them.
Yeah, he wasn't trying to harvest the thing. He wasn't trying to kill the thing. His job was at that moment, and this is what he told me. His job at that moment was to protect Roger because he was going after it. So he had to train his thing on it in case it turned the other way, but it didn't happen. So Roger got that footage, and I don't care what anybody thinks, man. That footage is legit. I'm sorry. This long, it's the second most scrutinized piece of film next to the JFK film. Yeah, neither one have been debunked. There's a ton of theories, but we can look at it and only come up with their theories. Nobody's going to tell us what's real or not. And there's only one person alive right now that knows if that's real or not. And that's the man I sat with for hours in a hotel room. Yeah. And that man did not leave. That man did not give up. That man was offered a suitcase with $1 million in it to tell the truth. And he said, I told the truth. Who turns that down? You know what? Me personally, I'm a broke ass dude. I would lie for that. I'm just being honest.
I will tell you how we hoaxed it all day long. Yes.
Right?
Yeah.
But he didn't. And there's no way you can not respect that. There's no way you can not respect that. He is not a rich man. You know?
You know that should go like a lot further. It's hard to explain that to like some of the skeptics, but I know that personally because I know Doug Hijack, and I had that conversation with him.
Oh, so you know Doug? Oh, great. Yeah, good Doug. Friends with Doug. Good friends with Doug. Doug's good people.
I know Doug. Doug doesn't like me right now because I've become too much of a skeptic for his comfortability level.
Oh.
But I did ask Doug over the phone, like on the fucking phone personally. I said, did you really offer him $1 million? And Doug's like, yeah, I did. We were on the phone. And I said, I'll give you $1 million, Bob, to tell me how you guys hoaxed it if you did. And Bob was like, nah, that didn't happen. Here's the way it went down. Like, he just immediately shot it down. And this was like 20 years ago, maybe longer. You know?
You got to respect it.
A long fucking time ago. You know?
The story, I mean, you could call it, I hate the word story. You could call that a story or a scenario, but you've talked to him. I've talked to him about the same thing. That did happen.
It happened.
That was a real thing.
Yes.
That went down.
Unless they're both in collusion to lie about it. It's a real
There
thing.
Was a real man that turned down $1 million. And we're not talking about today's million. We're talking back in the days million.
Yeah, at least it was 20 years ago or more.
Yeah, we're talking about a man that sold his shit. I don't want to cuss. That sold his rights.
Yeah.
For what? $10 or some shit like that. I mean, how can you not respect that? I mean, by far and away, Bob Gimlin is not getting rich. There's no money in Bigfoot. We both know this. The only money in Bigfoot is the guy that drags one in and puts it on a slab.
Yeah,
look, and that's just
I talked about this earlier. No, some people have made careers out of Bigfoot, but yeah, you're right. I mean, dragging one in or proving it to be real, like that's money on the table that no one seems to want to take for some reason.
No,
yeah,
that's the long and the short of it. Until we have one on a table that we're examining, it's anybody's guess. I had an experience. I'm 100% convinced. I had an experience. I had something happened to me that I seen that I cannot explain. I'm convinced. It's for me. It's not. Is it? It's what is it? Um, for many, many years, I was convinced that this is a flesh and blood creature, and it may be. I don't know. None of us know. But over
Exactly.
the years, I mean, we all have to agree that this some bitch is pretty slippery.
Oh, it's definitely slippery. Yeah.
So I
Yeah.
have opened up my mind to other things. You know, I think I put in the chat, I think you commented on it, somebody did, that this might just merely be no more than an alien pet, and we're the Earth dog park
Right.
that
Yeah.
they drop it off as to go take your poops and peeps,
Yeah.
grab
Yeah.
something to eat, and that's why
Well,
trackways just stop in the
that's high
middle of the field.
speculation. That's
You
high
know, I
speculation.
can't not believe that. You know what I mean? That it's possible because look, we must keep our minds not so open that our brains fall out, and not so
Right.
closed that nothing can get in,
Correct.
because we don't know what we don't know, and that's why we do what we do. We just want answers, but we can't be stupid about it. You can't just say, I mean, God, look at our politics today. Jesus Christ, it's this or that. Nobody can reach across the aisle. You know, the Bigfoot world is very toxic. I think you see my question there.
Yeah. It
Why is
is.
this? Everybody has the definitive, you
Mhm.
know, clue and answer, but nobody will share it. But I thought we were all in this to get the answer. Why are we not
But
doing
it's
a convention to where we lay out all our information and solve this damn mystery?
they won't. Mm,
Why? Or
They
is it
won't do
about
it.
money?
Like
Is it money?
because no, because what the entertainment aspect, it's like it's profitable to keep the mystery going. Like
Well, sure. Oh,
nobody
and it's
in the
fun.
Bigfoot world
It's
really
fun.
wants answers. Yeah,
I mean, the Loch
yeah,
Ness
and
monster.
so
Look,
it's
you want my opinion on the Loch Ness monster?
yeah. I'm gonna let you give it. I'm gonna give you the floor. Give me your
All right.
opinion. Loch Ness monster
Loch Ness
and
monster.
go. Wait. Oh,
Loch Ness
sorry.
been around for a long, long time. I do believe that there was once a Loch Ness monster. I really do believe that. But that son of a bitch is dead now, and it's not there anymore. So therefore, the Loch Ness monster only exists during tourist season now. It's money. That's what it has become. I mean, there were old priests or monks or whatever that wrote about him. I do believe that there at some point in history was something in there. Is it there now? No, it's not. It has nowhere to go. It's dead. It's not there anymore. But it's fun. I don't want to yuck anybody's yum. I mean, you know what I mean? I want to go look. I want to see a crazy wave and film it and go, oh, Loch Ness monster. That's fun, right? But I don't want to yuck anybody's yum. I mean, it is what it is. I just don't think it's there anymore. But I do believe that there once was something there. I do believe that. Otherwise, eh, the seed had to come from somewhere. Nobody made this up today and faked the narrative all the way back to history. It started in the history and made its way today. Life and history goes forward; it doesn't go backwards. So anyway, that's my thing on the Loch Ness monster, and I kind of think it's the same with Sasquatch. You can go way, way, way back, and yes, there's unfortunately there's some racist stuff in there. I'm not comfortable with that, but it is part of the narrative, and we have to talk about it, no matter how uncomfortable it is. People were saying hairy man, Bigfoot, blah blah blah, and they may have been just escaped slaves. That's a sad thing, today, but it's a real thing, and it's a thing that happened. We have to accept it, and we have to move on from it. Am I wrong there, or am I out of line? Did I say something wrong? It's a true thing. There are people out there that describe the hairy man and they were merely just, African Americans. And it's true, and it's sad, and I don't like it. I'm not comfortable with it. I don't accept it. Uh-oh. I can't hear you. I might have lost you.
Sorry, I was.
Oh, no, all good.
Forgot to unmute myself. Yeah, no, that's
Anyway,
bullshit.
like I told you in the thing, I'll come at you with real world stuff. I mean, I want you to ask me a question about. I want you to ask. I love it. Did you? I love that you twist the end of your smokes, dude. I thought I was the only one that ever did that.
Well, it's because I make them.
But anyway, I want you to ask me questions about stick structures, all this crap, all this stuff that's out there. Because man, I have opinions, and I will give you the answers that these Eric Altmans and your Bobos and all these guys will not. And I get it. They make money on this. This is their income. I'm not yucking anybody's yum. I don't want to downgrade anybody, but I'll give you an honest answer as to what I think. Again, 47 years I've been doing this, and I don't agree with a lot of stuff. And I've called these guys out, in front of 10,000 people asking a question, and and I get a dumbass answer, and that's not acceptable for me.
I agree.
And we know there's no professionals in this world. We're all speculating and guessing. Again, until there's a body on a table, ain't none of us know nothing.
Amen, brother.
Right? I said, just straight up.
You need to go back and watch the pre-show I did leading up to Kenny's show, because I said that same thing. I said there's nobody in the Bigfoot world that knows anything more about Bigfoot than I know.
Look, I'm going to tell you right now. I don't know. I don't know shit from a Shinola when it comes to Bigfoot, but I will toot my own horn a little bit and tell you the things that they won't. Okay, look. Did you see when I asked about the sleep patterns?
Mm-hmm.
What answer did we get? Oh, I don't know. Right?
How would anybody know?
Yeah, they just dodge it. Okay, I have a theory, and now granted, it's only a theory. It's my theory. Look, stick structures. I'm just gonna take those and just throw them out the window.
Yeah, forget that.
My dad, again, call me out. I'm one of them guys. I'm a show me or blow me kind of guy. Call me out. My dad was a landscaper for the vice president of Weyerhaeuser for like my whole life. I used to get to sit and talk with this guy. I asked him about Bigfoot and whatnot. He slammed his hand on the table and he goes, "Son, they're out there." And he says, "And that's all I'm going to say about that." And I'm like, holy crap. So you can believe that or not believe that. I can't back that up.
I mean, I get it.
I can't. I kind of lost my train of thought there a little bit. My bad.
I'm going to bring you back around. Okay. I want you to tell me what you think you saw that day. Is it?
I saw.
Did you see an undiscovered primate or something? Maybe something else. I don't know.
No, I saw. Again, man, I'd love to just one of these times just give you my encounter just from start to finish, because it's kind of a long. This was like a whole day event that led up to what the hell. But what I saw, okay, to get to the question, what I saw was a hairy person, whatever you want to call it, standing behind a tree, peeking in, finally stepped out. I could see the eye shine. It was eye shine. It was not a self-glowing thing. That was not a thing. Okay, don't get that confused. The eyes did not glow by itself. I could see it come in and out from the floodlights on the porch. Okay, So let's just I'm not discounting anybody that says they self glow. Okay, that was not my experience.
Your interpretation of what you saw is what it is. You can be honest.
I mean, but this happened, and there was strange things that happened before this and after this. It was It was I don't know, man. It's hard to explain. What I seen was a hairy creature. This is again. I start having problems when people say 8 feet, 9 feet, 10 feet, 12 feet. Look, man, this is just rhetoric. This is yeah, I'm gonna say it's bullshit. Um, uh,
Huh.
Physics
Okay.
starts to take effect after a certain point.
Gravity.
I mean, look at Robert Waldo, you know, and all these guys, you know, they were abnormally tall. It destroyed them. I'm sorry. There are no 12-foot Bigfoots out there because the sheer gravity and physics will destroy them.
Like you're saying that.
Yeah.
I
What?
did a whole show about that, dude. You're
Right?
right. Gravity would fucking destroy them. Robert,
The movie
Wadlow-
King Kong, we love it. But
Yeah.
as far as physics go, absolutely not possible. Can't
Robert-
happen. That
Yeah.
ape would look like a total freak.
Robert Wadlow died at the ripe age of, I think, 20 or 21.
27, I think.
No, it was way before that.
He was not an old man.
No, I'm telling you, it was 21 at the latest.
Yeah.
It was either 20 or 21 is when he
He was a
died.
beast.
He was in college, bro.
He was
in college.
unhappy. He was uncomfortable.
Yeah, he couldn't walk.
So,
couldn't
I mean,
walk.
if
He's
so,
9
if you want to
feet
go
tall.
flesh and
Walk.
blood with Sasquatch, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off, man. My bad.
No, it's okay. I'm just saying he was 9 fucking feet tall and he couldn't walk at the age
Right?
of fucking 20. Yeah, he could barely
That's what I'm
walk.
saying.
Yeah.
So it's just we don't know why gravity is, but we know what gravity is, and we know how it works. And
It definitely worked.
so for a 10-foot, a 12-foot creature out there, my God, what they're describing doesn't fit physics. It doesn't work.
No,
I
not
have a hard time with that. 6 foot, 8. I'm
8
gonna
foot
max
is
out
tall,
at
dude. Yes.
7, 8 foot. That's your tallest person. You know, you got your shacks and whatnot.
Yes.
Beyond that, it's suffrage. There are not 12-foot creatures out there running around like fairies. If you buy into the flesh and blood theory, I mean, maybe I'm wrong. Just my
Look, dude,
opinion.
Hey, I get you. Look, like I look at this phenomena as a head scratcher. I don't assign anything to it.
Right.
What people describe is a primate for sure. Like it definitely meets the definition of a primate. What they describe seeing, the physical features and all
I mean,
that.
we are primates.
And yeah, we're primates. And we're kind of magical beings relative to the rest of like everything that lives on this planet. We're magical beings. Nothing else on Earth can go to the moon, you know, or fucking fly spaceships. We're
Dude.
magic.
Don't get me on the moon.
Yeah. Okay.
I got my opinion. I got my opinions there too.
Well, you might want to look up a dude called Lockbeard then on YouTube.
I think I'm familiar.
Yeah. But
If
let me
man
ask you-
walked on the moon, Bigfoot walked on my forehead.
that's quite a
I'll
statement.
just say it.
That's quite a statement, Air Force.
Dude, I you know what? You're awesome, man. I appreciate this. It's my first time here. I mean, I hope I'm not
Well,
offensive
thanks,
or
dude.
anything like that. I hope I'm what you're looking for. I'll just tell you straight up.
Absolutely.
Stick structures, I put no stock into them. The upside down trees, I'll put a little stock in, but because my dad was the groundskeeper for the vice president, and I can prove this to you, and call me out on this, DM me, whatever, I can prove this. Was the vice president, worked for the vice president of Weyerhaeuser. He told me that they would throw trees upside down as markers. It's a thing, whether you like it or not. It's a thing. It's not two Sasquatches flipping a tree up. Again, a creature that does not want to get discovered does not give you markers to discover them.
Well, no shit. And
I mean, straight up. I'm sorry.
it's
Look,
known.
go to
that
Alaska
bloggers do that.
and grab anybody in the deep Alaska and say, "Why are you here?" And they'll either shoot you in the head or say, "Get out of here before I shoot you in the head."
Yeah.
They're there for a reason. They don't want to be found. They don't want to talk to you.
Right.
Right?
Yeah. Yeah. Of course.
They're not leaving trails. It's like, "Oh, I flipped over a whole bunch of trees. Why are you asking about the trees?" It's just not how that works. I mean, just I'll
Yeah,
never
no,
use the word common sense because there's no
you're
such
right
thing as
on
common
track with
sense.
this channel. Yes.
Common sense is learned. It's not inherent. It's not instinct. Common sense is learned. You don't know that coiled up thing on top of the stove is hot and will burn you until you freaking touch it. Now you've learned it. Now common sense tells you don't ever do that again.
I like that.
Right?
That's a good
Well,
analogy.
it's true, and we all learn at different paces, different rates, and some
Yeah.
of us, and believe you me, I think we both know that there's some bitches out there that just can't learn shit. They're just on what they're on, and that is what it is.
Absolutely, my friend.
You know what? You're awesome, man. I love this, man. Thank you for having me on. I love to express this. This is so hard through a chat. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Because I get
context is everything. Yes.
I get so many people that clap back, and it's like I can't express what I'm trying to say. I'm not saying it sarcastically. I say everything with a smile and with a question. Is that fair?
Context is really hard. I mean, you have to throw emojis in to try and get your.
Oh, and then I get shit for emojis. It's like, God, can't you express anything without an emoji? Well, not really.
No, I mean,
No.
you're welcome here. You're welcome here, brother. Like,
Well, you know what? And
you're
thank
right
you so
place.
much.
Yeah, I mean, I got Raptor Crazy here. He's the most banned person in the entire Bigfoot world. So, like,
I love this.
He's welcome here.
I would love.
Raptor could say whatever he wants. He could call you out right now. Say, hey, I think this guy's full of shit. He's allowed to do it in chat because as long as he didn't call you an asshole or
right.
Things,
I'm even good with that. Yeah, I've been called worse.
Yeah, me too.
I don't get offended. But look here, real quick. Real quick. I'm gonna just throw a theory out. And again, they're theories because we don't know. Nobody, all these ghost hunters and investigators. I always tell them, show me the ghost in your box and I'll show you the Sasquatch in my garage. Okay. Neither one of us know what the fuck we're talking about.
I agree.
And so say what you got to say. Everything is theory, speculation, whatever. Because we don't know until you have a goddamn Slimer by the face and bringing it to my house going, look, I got one. You know what? I have to be skeptical. And again, this is a guy that had an encounter with a Sasquatch.
Yeah.
But man, I look at everything out there and it's like, man, 99.99% of this is just crap. That is, I believe in Sasquatch, but that ain't it. That ain't it. That ain't it. And there's a few videos out there that I think are legit.
In the right place. You have landed in the right place, my friend.
So
it's all starting to sound way too familiar.
All right.
Yeah. Wait till you meet Jeff. wait till you meet Jeff, dude, and some others. Like,
look,
you have no idea the world you just stepped in here, man. It's
quick.
It's a world I think you belong in.
My bad, man. I don't mean to cut you off, but are you okay with me like bullet pointing a few things?
Yeah, go for it.
Like bones. I freaking hate this question. Where are the bones? My instant joke is ask Sasquatch because they're still inside them. You know what I mean? Yeah, we just don't find the bones. My first question to them is, who's looking? There's nobody's looking. Yeah, it's guys like me, with $150 and an extra weekend. Nobody's looking. You know what I mean? So let's just throw that away. Nobody's looking. Here's a fun one for you. I'll give this to you. People ask me that question, and just go find yourself. I'll ask you, are you in a place where you can look out the door and see like an acre of land? wooded
the moment.
or not.
Not at the moment, but I did just spend a month in the woods. So I recently did have that experience. But go ahead.
How about just an empty lot with some trees on it? Is that something you can see? Like tomorrow,
Yeah.
can you walk out and just find an empty lot? You know, let's just say 1,000 by 1,000 square feet, whatever. It doesn't have to be huge. Is that something you can find?
I mean, I've been in those situations, living.
No, anyway.
situations.
Well, I'm not trying to pin you down or anything. What I'm doing is I'm giving you fuel and something to use, because I'll do it. Like where I work behind me is like blackberry bushes and probably about a half an acre of just nothingness, and it's hilly and all that. And so I get people at work all day long call me out on Bigfoot, and they said, "Nah, it's bullshit. Where are the bones?" You know, all those typical questions. So I walk them out and I look out there. I say, "Hey, look out there. Do you think there's a mouse, a squirrel, maybe a rabbit, a fox, anything? You think there's anything dead out there that ever died out there?" And they go, "Oh yeah, 100%."
Fine. Yeah.
And I'll tell them, "Okay, here's $20. Go
Right.
find me a squirrel jaw. Go find me a mouse leg."
It never happened. Never
And they
happened.
go, "Oh, well, that's impossible." And I said, and then I immediately say, "So you do understand. Now look at the Northwest forest. We're talking millions of acres. I'm only talking 1,000 square feet. And you're telling me it's impossible to find a squirrel jaw or a tooth or a bone, but you admitted that it's out there. You know it's there.
I
You
agree.
know there's a dead mouse. You know there's a dead squirrel. You know there's a dead cat, a dead dog, whatever the frick it may be. But when I tell you I'll give you $20 to go find me one, you tell me it's impossible, which to me, vicariously, you say that it's impossible to find a Bigfoot because nobody's doing it and there's no money behind it. Is that fair statement? Is that fair argument?
It is a fair fucking statement. Your argument is valid.
Right?
So I will validate your argument. Yes.
I'll do
100%.
another thing too, is I will put in my hand a nickel, a dime, and a quarter, and just something random. And I will throw them in the air. I'll look at people and I go, "Hey, check this out." And I will throw them in the air. Just throw them. And then look at them and go, "What did you see?" "Oh, well, you threw something." "Yeah, what did I throw?" "What might have been a coin." "What coin was it?" "Well, I don't know." "Welcome to a Bigfoot sighting. You've seen it, but you can't describe it, and you don't know what the hell it is. Was it a quarter? Was it a dime?
Yeah.
Was it a rock?"
I like it.
But you've seen it, you witnessed it, so you just denied it because you can't describe it. Is that fair? I love doing these experiments with people. I want to welcome them into what it feels like to actually have a sighting and not be able to explain to people that never have what the hell, how it feels. So you do that to them. And you know what I love the best? And this is my favorite. I love this quote. I love the blow up doll stare that I get. I just get that. You know what I mean? I love it when people have nothing to say after you do that to them. It's the simplest thing ever. And then they're like, "Damn." And some of them will just, flip you off. You know what I mean? But some of them will turn around and go, "Well, damn, maybe you're onto something." But you have to educate people. It's not that you're stupid and you don't know and I do. I don't play that game. But help people understand. You know what I mean? Like, throw 5 coins in the air and say, "Which one did you see?" You know what I mean? You might have thrown 5 rocks, and it's a good experiment. Put 5 rocks in your pocket, throw it in the air over in a bush, and ask the people which one was the quarter. If somebody tells you they seen the quarter, you call them out, right?
Yeah.
Because you didn't throw a quarter. If they all say all I seen was rocks, that's an observant person. that's the guy you want in your camp.
Well,
I,
dude,
I apologize greatly, dude. I'm
no,
just
no, no.
ranting here.
I'm gonna wrap up here in a minute, but I did want to ask you before I go, what's up with your name? What's up with Hair Force?
You know, I have no idea.
Is there
I have no
meaning?
idea. I have no idea. I've asked everybody. I changed it many times, and all I get is flack back. I don't know what it means. I'm a hippie, okay? So
Yeah,
I
see
just
that.
I just threw
So,
in Air Force
it's
One.
a play. Obviously, it's a play on Air Force One. So
Well,
I was
somebody
just
told
curious.
me it was a Trump joke.
Right.
I didn't know that. I don't know that. I think I'm gonna drop the one and just go with Air Force. Again, I just went Air Force One, yeah. And everybody
Okay.
tells me, how did you get the name? How did you even get it? I just threw it out in the dark and it showed up, but it said, okay, you can have this. I think if you go out there, there's like a couple of hairstylists that also have it spelled a little different. There's a band out there called Hair Force.
I love that.
So anyway, so that I mean, I really have no answer for you. Then I thought I just kind of made it up. I'm not political. You look, I hate all politicians, man. I'm not left, right, green, blue, red, yellow, purple, any of that. They're all freaking crooks, and ain't none of them give a shit about me and you. That's the facts.
Yeah, I get it.
So, and I will die on that hill. I don't care what they say on the TV. They ain't not a one of them sent me a letter going, man, I care about you. So
yeah,
but I do know they care about my tax money at the end of my goddamn paycheck. But
yeah, there's truth to that statement, brother.
Yeah, but I don't want to get political. I mean, that's right now. That's some sketchy stuff. But I'll talk about Bigfoot with you all day.
Well, you know what? I'm gonna bring you back on. We're gonna have some other people, and we'll have you
again. I would love.
We'll have you
I would really love to. Again, man, my bad, man. I don't mean to cut you off. Sleep theory. That is a big one for me. I'll blow your mind on this if you give me an avenue to actually explain this to you. Mm-hmm. I cannot get. I mean, from the top down in the Bigfoot world, I cannot get these guys to entertain this. Nor you've seen it tonight. They will not answer it. They will just say, "I don't know." I do. I think I do 100%.
Well, you got something that you think about and you think you understand. You bring it to the table. I'm all about that.
Look, real quick. Let me lay it down for you real quick. We can elaborate at another time, if you don't mind. Okay. I believe that Sasquatch sleep like rabbits. Okay. Suck that up for a second. Now, I'm going to ask you and all your listeners, have you ever in your backyard, the park, anywhere ever in your life, walked up and went, shh, see the rabbit sleeping over there? Have you ever done it?
I've never done it. I've never heard anybody do that.
Look, it doesn't happen. They got big ass ears for a freaking reason. They heard your ass a mile down the road and they're out of here. True. I believe that Bigfoot sleeps the same way. That's my theory. Do they sleep? Do I think they are spending hours making a nest and a structure and a tent? An animal that does not want to be found does not do that. Rabbits don't do that. They dig a freaking hole with an escape route. I compare them to rabbits. A rabbit, and I've had many pet rabbits. I've observed them in my home. They know what the hell is up at any given point. They will be asleep with their eye open and an ear up. And a fly will come by and fart, and they're out. They don't look back to see what's coming. They just run. That's my theory with Sasquatch.
All right. Anyway. Well, hey, before I let you go, Hairtron.
No, hey, call me what you want, man. Call me asshole. Call me anything.
You fuckface.
There you go.
No, sorry. Hairtron's it's a word in my vocabulary with Bigfoot. So that's why that kind of.
It's all good.
Before I go, then I'll ask you this. I will ask you to opine. So I'll give you something to opine about. There's no wrong answer. I'm just asking a question, right?
Yep.
So if Bigfoot is this hairy creature, it's a hair. It's clearly it's hair. It's not fur.
Yeah.
It's hair. And
I agree.
It seems to be. I don't know. I mean, can we say it's patchy? There's a lot of it, right? But there's patchy areas where it doesn't exist, wherever that is.
Just like us.
Like just like us, right? How in the fuck do they survive a thunderstorm, even in the middle of summer? Like, I don't understand that.
The simple
how the fuck
answer
did
is
they get that wet
it's
not
easy.
die from hypothermia?
It's easy. This is a simple answer. A great
Really?
question. Simple answer. They're better than us. They are in tune with their environment. We are not. What do we do when shit goes down? We run to the house. We run to the basement. We run away. They do the same shit. They're not dumb. They're not throwing up umbrellas or picking up sticks and banging on trees. They're the frick out. They're laying down. They're going to wherever they need to go. They know what's up. It's their environment. We are the dumbasses that think we can go to the Bass Pro Shop, get some deer stink and some camo, and like, okay, we're woodsmen's now. That's bullshit. We're in their neighborhood. That's why Sasquatch could never walk through downtown Tacoma, Washington, and be hidden. We think we can spray a bunch of deer piss on us and put on some camo and grab a bow and walk through their neighborhood thinking they don't see us. That's some bullshit. And again, I'm sorry for the language, but that's the tit and the tap for that.
It's okay.
And I'm sorry. That's my one man's belief. That's my belief.
I just don't. Me personally, I don't know how Sasquatch deals with moisture. I don't get that because it's hair. It's not fur. Obviously, deer, elk, all these other animals, they have fur. And they can deal with moisture. And I don't see how a upright walking primate. I mean, I'm sorry, dude. If you put the strongest person in the world out in the woods, naked,
you get hot.
One thunderstorm of rain in the middle of summer, no matter what latitude, even in Florida. Sure. One fucking soaking, getting wet, and you can't dry off and warm up, you're dead. Hypothermia instantly.
Flip side to that, though, is do you not think they dip into creeks and waterfalls? What's the difference?
The difference is, I mean, you have a chance to. You can.
One is more controlled than the other, but it's no different as to the wetness.
Yeah, I've done that myself. So I bathed in creeks. The first thing I do is dry off, even when it's 97 degrees outside.
And I think that's the problem that most of us have.
In a towel, bro.
No, we tend to, we tend to anthropomorphize ourselves to the Sasquatch. We don't know shit about it.
I am not at all trying.
We compare it to ourselves. We are not them. They are not us.
I'm not trying to project. I can promise you that.
Yeah, that's and I think that is a huge hurdle.
I'm not trying to project. All I'm asking is, how the fuck do they get wet and not die of hypothermia? And that's not necessarily so much a human thing, even though I can use that as an example. And it's a good example. It's a fair one. And again, we're talking about hair, not fur. So we all know that deer get wet all the fucking time. They have fur.
Yeah, you just look at the reindeer. Just look at reindeer. They get, there's a season change where they get, and granted they don't, there's a difference between hair and fur, but they get wet, they freeze, they walk around with icicles hanging off of them. They've adapted to that
Exactly.
environment, and I think it's the
Yeah,
same
I
thing.
mean,
You adapt.
they're fucking
They have
quadruped. Yeah, I mean, they're
we
deer. I mean,
we as a species, as humans, have really never lived in the forest. We live on the outskirts of it. Sasquatch, in this man's opinion, has only lived in the forest. Therefore, your chance encounters. They're adapted to that environment.
I
We are
just don't.
not.
Yeah, I don't understand that adaptation. And you, I know you don't have an answer for that. I get that.
Oh,
I'm
no,
just
I
asking,
don't.
yeah, I'm asking the fair question of that's kind of a head scratcher. How the
Well, it is
fuck,
a fair question. No, I get
how
you.
the fuck does Sasquatch stay warm? Not
Dude,
only in a wet
I have
environment.
hair, and I have gotten it wet, and I have had it freeze.
Yeah, I mean,
And it's miserable, and I can't deal with it.
oh, dude, I've had hyperthermia several times in my life. It's scary and kind of
And then the
dangerous.
flip side of that is heat
Yeah.
stroke. How the hell do you deal with the heat as opposed to fur? You know, because we know animals with fur
Well, I think the heat
use their
a lot
mouth to
easier
cool
deal
down.
with.
But
Yeah.
if an animal has hair, me and you can't use our mouth to cool down. We have to find another means.
No, I mean, obviously with the heat, you could just get wet, you know. So
Yeah.
I mean, like Sasquatch is known for being in moist mountain environments. So I mean, I
Not
would
always.
say that they're always a rock's throw away from a creek or something, right? A water source. I mean, they have to
No,
drain.
yeah, everything needs water.
Yeah. So I mean, they could dip, you know, like, dude, like I said, I've bathed in creeks. I use warm water. I have to heat up my own water because the creek's too goddamn cold. You know,
Right.
So it's easy to cool off in a creek. It's not easy to warm up, man, and you don't have a fire or a shelter or.
Keep in mind, if you were in head to toe hair, look at that. Look, you're a hair farmer like
that's
me. I
enough.
can see
I
it.
mean, hair's not enough.
You're a hair farmer. I love a fellow hair farmer. But if you had that from head to all the way down to your toes, you might think a little bit different. That water might feel a little different. It just something to consider. I mean, I'm not that way. I mean, I've seen some guys pretty close, but imagine what's on your head all the way down to your toes.
Yeah.
My God. You know what I'm saying?
Say all the way down to your toes one more fucking time.
Love it.
Yeah, man. Hey, Air Force, you're a cool dude. I'm glad I got to meet you tonight. I'm glad I got to bring you into my world of Squatch Talk.
Thank you for having me in.
Dude, I think people are going to like it. We're going to bring you back.
I'd love to come back because I'll tell you straight. I will give you my opinions that I'm pretty sure these quote unquote experts, because we know there are none. You know, I hate it when I hear, well, we know that Sasquatch like elk and we know that Sasquatch do this. No, we don't know shit. I'm sorry. We don't. We don't. We just, I'm sorry. We don't. We can speculate. We can assume, you know, we can hypothesize. We can have theories. And that's all great.
I want you to understand this, Air Force, is that, you know, I compare you up with people who've seen what you've seen, even more powerful than what you saw, even more close.
Love it.
Even more broad daylight, right? So these people exist here in my sphere.
Nice.
And so I just want you to know, like, you can come back and you can talk to people that actually experience what you're talking about.
I'd love that.
And so this is kind of a safe space for that. I'm skeptical, but I don't know what's going on.
Well, it's like I say, when I seen you in the chat there, I'm like, damn, man, this is a dude that's actually going to listen to what I have to say. And I appreciate that. You don't have to believe it. You don't have to do anything. You can be totally just non-biased. I love that. But this is what I got to say. You can agree, you can disagree, and definitely pair me up with people. I mean, I would love, you know, other goofballs like me that have experiences. I mean, you got the forum. I mean, you're the boss. I mean, let's go.
Yeah.
But questions again for 47 years, dude. I've been trying to figure this out, and you know, right now I land on this damn thing is slippery as hell. I just want answers. It's not is it? It's what is it? I know there's something out there. 100%. There's something out there we can't explain yet.
I agree.
And it's these forums is what is going to make that happen. You know what I mean? Again, you know, there's no governments. There's no government saying, hey, here's $800 billion. Go find a Sasquatch. It's just not happening. You know what I mean? It's weekend warriors like me. You know, the least chance I'm going to find a Sasquatch is when everybody's camping on the weekend. But it's all we got. You know what I mean? I mean, it is what it is. You know, I hear Eric saying, oh, we're going to take people up in the woods and bang on trees. That's some bullshit. You know, you got 500 people out there beating on trees. You ain't going to find a freaking frog. I'm sorry.
Hey,
Every animal in that forest is freaking out of there. That is the dumbest shit I've ever heard. No offense to Eric. I respect the man, but that's some bullshit.
Frogs are everywhere, right?
I'm just, you know, I got to keep it real. I have to keep it real.
No, I like Eric. He did like. I don't want to talk bad about Eric. I
met the man. I know the man. I've talked with the man many hours.
Yeah, you know Eric. That's right.
He has knowledge. He does have knowledge. And he is good about not committing to anything. And that's a smart thing. The smart thing on his part is he doesn't commit to anything.
He skirted the line. He really did a good job of skirting the line tonight. And you know what? I applaud him for that. There's not a lot of Bigfooters that are willing to go on skeptical shows.
No, I was impressed that he went on Kenny Biddle's show. Kenny Biddle he's a piranha. God damn.
He ain't no piranha. I could eat Kenny alive.
Well, I also know Kenny Biddle, so
like Ben Radford too. Like, if you guys want to talk some other subjects, Kenny and Ben, like, I ain't scared of them.
Right.
But they're good dudes, and I mean, yeah, dude. Like, I do applaud Eric for going on Kenny's show. And representing Bigfoot, you know, and being willing to talk about Bigfoot. That was pretty fucking cool, man. Like, there's
much respect.
Yeah.
But when they both said we're gonna get a bunch of people together and go up in the woods and do this, I'm like, nah, man, don't waste your time.
Yeah,
you're taking a crowd of people up in the woods. You ain't gonna find a frog or a rabbit. You ain't gonna find a coyote. You ain't gonna find shit.
I know, like, the odds of a raccoon being around you is virtually zero.
I mean, that's a heyday.
Raccoons are everywhere, right?
That is an absolute heyday for Kenny's debunking thing.
I can't wait. I'm so glad.
Oh, I'm with you all day, buddy.
Yeah,
I can't wait.
And then we're gonna have Steve Coles is gonna be there, and I'm sorry, but Steve is on the narrative side. He's on the we heard whoops and all this shit. Like, he'll just go along with that dumb shit. And I'm like, I'm so glad that Kenny will be there to call this shit out, like, at least after the fact. Like, I say to this, Kenny, if you're watching right now, don't do it in real time. Just, like, take it in, like, I don't know. I think Kenny probably knows how to swim the waters. I shouldn't assume that he doesn't, but just take it in, Kenny, and then report back after the fact. But don't tell people they're crazy to the face. Like, that's not cool.
You know, I did take a little offense to the talking down when it came to it. Again, I may be wrong. I spent the majority of my life convincing myself it was BS, and it pains me.
Yeah, you gotta be
when careful. I hear a guy that's never had an encounter, doesn't know shit from Shinola, look at me and say, "Oh, it's all bullshit."
Yeah.
You know, I mean, that's for me, that's it really is offensive. I am with you. I want answers like you want answers, but don't talk down to me and make jokes of it until you fucking know. No, I'm sorry.
Dude, I don't think Kenny would ever talk down to you or anybody else.
Well,
Like,
he did it on the show.
knowingly, right? So that becomes one of those things like he didn't know that he was doing that. It's just that you took it that way, right? You know, so like Kenny's a good dude. Like
No, he's Kenny B's awesome, man. I love the dude. I threw the money out there. I love him. I'll support him all day
so
long.
Ben.
I love him.
Like, yeah, Ben Radford's a good dude too. Like,
yep.
He's just misunderstood by some people because they take it too personal. And actually, I mean, Ben's not being all that personal. He's being like me, like sort of matter of fact, you know.
Right.
Like,
and I love things like this.
Yeah.
We're all entitled to our opinions. I don't judge. You know, yeah, believe me or don't believe me. I mean, I'm not going to lose any sleep tonight.
Yeah.
You know,
And
not a problem.
You shouldn't.
I will tell you one thing, though. If one of these things ever show up on a slab, don't think for a second that I will spend my last dollar to be right up in Kenny Biddle's face going, how do you like me now?
Yeah, of course. I mean,
you know what I'm saying?
I understand how that mentality works. Absolutely.
It's a hard thing to prove. It's easy. It is so easy for a skeptic to sit back and say, prove it. That's easy. That's easy ground, right?
Yeah.
Prove it.
I mean, I'm there. I'm like,
I mean, I seen a ghost.
I want it proved too, though.
Right?
Yeah.
Well, and that's why I said earlier that we must keep our minds not so open that our brains fall out.
Yeah.
You know?
Right.
And not so closed that nothing can get in.
Nothing.
That's why me and you do what we do, and we just want answers. That I got no beef with anybody. I don't have any more or less respect for anybody. We're all doing the same thing, no matter which side of the coin we're on. We all want the same answers, and that's how it should be. And I think you see my question as to why is the Bigfoot world so freaking toxic? And it is. I've been getting into these ghost debunking channels, and my God, this community is beautiful. These people are so civil and so nice, and just it's hard to describe. I don't know. Are you into any of the weirdos or side-eye guy or
I don't.
Crow Judas? You should go check them out. It's the most beautiful community I've ever come across in my life. And they call themselves debunkers, but they don't like the term debunkers. But they watch all the, Ghost Quest and Ghost Hunters and all that. And some of them are video experts. Well, I won't say experts, but guys that do video and guys that do audio and people that do this and people that do that. And they break down this, Sam and Colby and all this crap. And they just blow this fake crap they're putting out there because it's bad, because there's a lot of gullible people out there that will believe this stuff. I will bust any goddamn Bigfoot video out there I see for the rest of my life. So much so that my girlfriend looked at me one day and she goes, "You act like you don't even believe in it." I said, "I 100% believe in it. I had an encounter. I myself, my opinion, it's 100% real. But this crap that people are putting out there on YouTube is straight up BS, and I will call it out. I'll call it out for exactly what it is. My opinion is biased, yes. Good. I'll admit it. But and you got to admit it. Have you watched a lot of this Bigfoot crap out there? It's crap, dude. It's junk.
Oh, yeah. Most everything in the Bigfoot community is bullshit, bro. That's why I'm glad to have you here speaking your mind in an honest kind of way. And people people could judge that for what it is, but no, like everything in Bigfoot's bullshit. You know, I heard whoops. No, you didn't. You heard about Bart out.
There's a 1%.
You know,
I'll give it 1%. I'll be the 1%.
Yeah,
You can't for 100% say Bigfoot is bullshit. Nobody can, and nobody ever will until that thing's on the table.
Most of it's bullshit. There's a head scratching component.
I'm just telling you, man. The videos I see put out there are just a freaking joke. But
well, of course, yeah.
Where I come in is we need to help the old, the young, and the ignorant, because there are people out there that literally take this as gospel, and that's bad. That's not good. It's not good. When you fake a cheap ass freaking Bigfoot video, and I read these comments and they go, "Oh yeah, I seen the same thing," and blah blah blah. It's like, no. This is fraud. You can't. You're corrupting innocent minds. You can't do this. This is wrong.
There's a lot of gullible.
I'm sorry. I'm passionate about the subject. I mean, I want to keep it real. You know?
Am I? And I'm trying to get the fuck out of the subject, but
sorry,
brother. Yes, that we can talk about.
Dude, we've been on for almost 2 hours. That's unreal.
Yeah, I'm gonna wrap it up.
Oh no, I got another 2 in me, but I'm just saying.
Oh, dude, like I hear you, bro. I do too, but like this is
another time, another day.
Yeah, I mean, I've been doing this since like 6 o'clock in the afternoon or 7 o'clock, whenever I was live before Kenny.
I'm at 9 o'clock in the PNW.
Yeah. So yeah, let's wrap it up, dude. Just give me your final thoughts, and we'll wrap it up.
Final thoughts. There is something out there. There is no reason to believe. Honestly, I think 99% of everything you're hearing with encounters and, it ran across the road and it beat on my door. I think 99% of that is straight BS. I really, really do. It's that 1% that we can't explain and can't debunk. There is something out there that I really believe. Again, my opinion, and again, I have to disclaim it because my opinion is biased, because I had an encounter with something I cannot explain, and it falls into what a lot of people are explaining. So I have to stay on that train, and again, it's not is it, it's what is it for me. That's where I'm at, and I offer no apologies. I will give you my honest opinion. I'd love to come on here again. You pick a subject, pick tree structures, sleep patterns, waterfalls, footprints. Pick something.
Bring you into a panel.
I will give you my honest opinion. I will give you, and all I can give you is my honest opinion and 47 years of research on this. This is something I need to know.
Oh no,
and I will give you everything I got, and I can vet and give you. I mean, I'm not just going to freeform and make shit up and say, go look it up. I'll tell you where to go find it and all that stuff. I'm that guy. I don't just make stuff up and hope you believe it. I've researched it. I've been there, done it. I've been in the trench.
Air Force, we've discovered a new guy to bring into the discussion, the important discussion. And
no, I'm there for you. I love this.
Yeah. You'll be a part of it. I promise you, my friend.
Well, I hope you got me tagged or whatever. Hit me up anytime. Let me know if you're going to do a live or if you want me in. Hit me up, man. I'm in.
Yeah. Look me up. Email, Facebook, whatever. Yeah. I'm sure we can connect.
Well, I've got you tagged and I've got notifications on and all that, man. I love this. I love an open forum. I love this. This is awesome. Get a big panel going and let's go. Bring it on.
Yeah, dude. I'm gonna bring Meldrum. I'm gonna bring Barackman. I'm gonna bring all of them in. These are all friends of mine.
I've got stuff. I've donated so much stuff to Cliff's
yeah,
museum,
okay, that's right. The whole Bob Gimlin thing.
but
You
I
you told my audience that like you have a connection with Bob.
do.
They are gonna hone in on that. So just be ready.
I got
Back
again.
that up, my friend.
I have no. I know all these people. I meet them at every conference. I know them personally. But I'm not afraid to disagree with them and call them out and force the questions on them. I do it at every conference, and they just skirt around it. And I get it. They make money. That's how they make money, man. I don't want to bust their balls. That's how you make your money. But if you're going to open up a forum for a guy like me out in the audience to ask a question, I'm going to freaking ask it. And I expect an answer. I'm just that guy. Show me or blow me.
Look me up on Facebook.
All right.
Pat Turner.
Pat Turner? Got it.
Pat
Dude,
Turner.
you're awesome.
Yeah.
I love this.
So
Thanks for having me on. My apologies for if I derailed anything or did any kind of stupid bullshit you didn't like.
No, you're good, dude. You're good.
I just want to keep it real. I just want to keep this Bigfoot world real. I want to keep it real. I mean, there's a whole fantasy thing out there we could all explore. We could go down that rabbit hole all day long, but that's not going to get us anywhere but into a black hole.
All right, man. Well, you and me, we'll come up with a super panel. We'll get to the bottom of this fucking thing. How about that?
Dude, I'm down, man. Let's go. I get excited for shit like this, man. Man, ask me, and I'll tell you. I'll tell you straight up. I love it. All right, man. You rock. Oh, wait. There it is. Yeah, where is it?
Well, I appreciate you, man. Thanks for the donos. Like, I really appreciate it. I appreciate your enthusiasm and being here and talking. I'll bring you back in more. Like I said, let's do some real discussions.
Right. I'm passionate about the subject, man. You give me a topic. Yeah, man, I'm there for you.
All right. Well, hit me up on Facebook, Pat Turner.
Pat Turner, you got it, buddy. I'll do that as soon as we're out of here.
All right, and yeah, I'm just gonna fucking exit out. I'm gonna play my outro, and I really appreciate you being here, man. Thanks.
Oh, I appreciate you having me, man. Peace, love, hippie beads, and stay high, tight, and out of sight.
Roger that, brother.
Peace.
All right, later, Tater.